By this point, almost every adult American who wanted a coronavirus vaccine has now gotten at least one dose. Now the question is, when will kids be eligible for the shots?
We're now doing studies here looking at people as young as 12 years old. And once we get those people vaccinated and analyzed, we'll probably go down to 6 months of age.
Here in Jacksonville, the Center for Clinical Research helped Pfizer and Moderna conduct trials for their vaccines on adults and on older teens.
And now it's shifting its attention toward children under age 16. News for Jax reporter Eric Avanier joining us live from outside that Clinical Research Center to explain the urgent push to vaccinate much younger children. Eric?
Yes, medical experts at this clinical research facility say children tend to have less adverse reactions to a COVID-19 infection. However, they tend to be carriers who transmit the virus to people who are more likely to have complications, especially people who have not been vaccinated. An estimated 84 million people in the U.S. have received the COVID-19 vaccination, but that number of vaccinated people are adults and teenagers over the age of 16. Jacksonville Center for Clinical Research Director Dr. Michael Koren says, as of now, there isn't enough data to determine the effects of a COVID-19 vaccine on children under the age of 16.
So there's now a big push to look at children and how the vaccines will be tolerated in very, very young people.
The Clinical Research Center is starting the Novavax COVID-19 vaccine trials on kids as young as 12. So far, adult trials are showing an 89% efficacy against COVID-19. If data from the juvenile trials look promising without any complications, trials on babies as old as 6 months could eventually be conducted.
We've gotten literally scores of phone calls from people who want their children vaccinated. Interestingly, mostly physicians.
But there is also a population of parents who are against vaccinations in general. Parents who may argue that the majority of children infected with COVID-19 have little to no symptoms.
So parents will have to decide if they want to take the risk of COVID-19 or they want to get their kids vaccinated. But there are kids that get really, really sick, and there are kids that don't get that sick, but they transmit the virus to other vulnerable people.
He's referring to people who have not been vaccinated but stand a chance of getting severely sick because of a pre-existing medical condition, and much older people who have been vaccinated but are still at risk of possible COVID complications due to pre-existing medical conditions. Now, researchers here at the clinic are currently enrolling children between the ages of 12 and 17 to take part in that trial. Now, in full transparency here, some of the participants will receive the actual vaccine, others will receive a placebo. Reporting live, Eric Avanier, Channel 4, the local station.